Did I ever send you a picture of my camera mount and how ghetto it is?
Yeah, wasn't it like some box?
It's the iPod Classic box that's holding it in place.
Yeah, you showed me.
All right. I got to make sure I show everyone how ghetto this stuff is. But
Man,
Mr. BattleVest, how are you?
I am good. Had a dentist appointment, hence why I had to shave, because I don't want them like walking on my teeth with like a bunch of hair and then get stuff in my beard. So I was like, I had to trim it. What do you think?
It looks good.
5 o'clock shadow, or we go back with the beard? No clue.
I'll be honest. I keep this because it hides my like quadruple chin that's underneath here.
And I got a little bit of it, but that just means I got to do more cardio then.
Yeah, how's the gym been going for you?
I have gone once this week. But
I'm about to say, because yeah, you were going like 2 or 3 times a week before.
I was going 2 to 3 times a day, actually.
Jesus.
To the point where like the gym actually flagged my account because they thought like I was letting people use my account because I was going in the morning and I'd do whatever. Then I would go again in the middle of the day, and then before I went to bed because I was going through the whole the divorce arc of my life.
Yeah, I just hadn't heard you really talk about it in a little bit, so I just wanted to make sure that you're still doing that. Of course, I have to cut out all the other stuff because of the device that you had, but I would like everyone to know that Mr. BattleVest here has quit smoking.
It is true.
He still has the little cartridge thing that's flavored.
Yeah, these are straight no nicotine liquid flavors that I use. It's been a journey. So
congratulations.
I really wanted to get that discount on my insurance because you get a discount on the insurance when you quit nicotine. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, then sign me up.
The whole idea of the gym calling you and thinking that you're being just kind of a beatish person, I guess that's the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
Kind of leads into one of our first little like tidbits of stuff here of people just being kind of just bad human beings. Have you heard what they're doing with to try to stop scalpers? One Piece is actively doing something to stop scalpers, or at least try to like reduce the number of.
Is it producing more cards than needed so people stop seeing the value of it and can actually play the game?
That's what Pokemon is doing. I don't know if you heard about that, but basically Pokemon, especially in like Japan, is now producing cards to demand so that they can be used. One Piece, in order to help stop scalpers, they are taking off the plastic wrap of booster boxes at the register.
Okay, so it's no longer like they can't sell it like brand new or anything.
Correct.
But what if they still be able to like just sell the packs, because their packs themselves will be sealed, right? So
well, yes, but when you have a sealed booster box, the likelihood of a resealed pack inside of an unperforated box inside of the original wrapping, you just have one less thing. And some people want that like that pristine box. But a direct quote from them is to help prevent resale and ensure the continued availability of our products, we will remove the plastic shrink wrap from booster boxes at the time of purchase in all U.S. One Piece game official shops. We sincerely appreciate your understanding and cooperation.
I wish they would kind of do something similar. Like scalpers is an issue. I don't like scalpers. They don't even like the product. They just like selling the product to people who love it. So like I have a Transformer collection that I've been trying to do for a certain studio. It's called Studio Series 86. Mm-hmm. And trying to collect those has been a nightmare because the scalpers, as soon as they're announced, the pre-orders are sold out, so you can't get them. Same with the Lego Pokemon we were just talking about. Scalpers make it so hard. Target's the exclusive dealer for this series. It's rare if they ever re-release a character, which thank God they did. They had a Voyager size of it. It was like $35. He was so hard to find. The only way you can get him is if you pay like $150 for him. They just announced a re-release of it. And slightly more movie accurate colors. So I was like, okay, I finally get a chance to get him in my collection. I wish I could move my camera, but like I have like finally all of the Constructicons from the movie so they can form Devastator. And that was a pain in the ass to collect.
So your whole idea of scalpers and everything else is actually a very common view. It's not just, you're not alone, put it that way. Like it is an overwhelming amount of people that are agreeing with this whole thing. So the comments on the post that I saw that were talking about the One Piece thing, again, overwhelmingly positive, and anyone that was in there like, well, it's just someone trying to make the bread, the comments just attacked them.
And it's one of those things, like there's no excuse for cheating. There's no excuse for scalping. Find something better.
I get it that it's a way to make money, right? It's a supply and demand thing. I don't even know how most of these games are played anymore. Like, I kind of understand Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon to me has always just been a weird game. Like, I don't know how it's actually played. I guess I never played it the right way. I played it how my little cousin taught me, which was in order to get the next Pokemon, you had to find the evolution within your deck. So if you started off with a Charmander, you had to find the Charmeleon, and then you could finally have a Charizard. I don't think that's right, but I don't know. I've never actually played Pokemon.
I mean, if we're going based off the show, the way you would play the Pokemon game is you pull a Pikachu and you win.
Oh, the plot armor Pikachu?
Yeah. Plot armor Pikachu.
Well, specifically, it has to be Ash's Pikachu. Yeah, so, like it has to be Ash's Pikachu that can beat a Raichu, that can beat an Onix.
It beat a Pokemon immune to lightning. Good job, Pikachu.
Yes, it beat a higher level version of it because of agility. And it's like, don't get me wrong, agility's cool and all. If we're going off of like non-plot armor, I don't think any amount of agility is going to have you dodge lightning bolts.
Well, it's not even about that. Like, base-wise, if you tackle a brick wall, you're doing damage to yourself. I don't care how fast you are.
And honestly, man, I would love... Now, granted, I have no idea where I would keep it, but I would love a 18-foot rock snake hanging out with me. Now, I know that there's going to be people out there that are like, oh, what about Gardevoir? What about Lull Bunny? Luff Bunny? Oh, God. Go look up.
Is that the one with the goofy-looking, Bidoof-looking rabbit thing?
No, that's Bidoof. I think that's what it's called. Go look up Low Bunny. I want to see your reaction on this one.
Is it L-U-L Bunny? Lol Bunny?
I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's Low. Pokemon. I think it's L-O. Again, I know nothing about this stuff. God, I keep scratching my nose. Oh, it itches.
So am I. Mine's been itching. Oh, what the hell is this thing? Lopunny.
Lopunny. Okay, thank you.
Lopunny or something like that.
All right.
Is this supposed to be like a Jessica Rabbit thing?
I have no idea, but the amount of people that would have that Pokemon in particular... That's just kind of out there. People actually in the Pokemon community are kind of sick and kind of deranged. They went as far as to figure out which Pokemon would be the most suitable to be used in that kind of a way, and it's Vaporeon. Yeah, don't ask me how I know that. That's one of those, you're on Reddit for far too long, and you just kind of go into that void of degeneracy. But yeah, Vaporeon has that.
You win, Vaporeon. Good job.
You win, Vaporeon. Fun fact, or creepy fact, that's why manatees are considered mermaids. So they would think that manatees were mermaids, and that's where the whole thing of that came up from. But apparently the manatee is the most closely related to the female parts in the animal kingdom.
Oh.
Apparently. Yeah. Going back. Pokemon. Going back.
Pokemon.
There is a predicted bubble burst of the newer Pokemon cards, which is why so many scalpers are switching to One Piece. Don't know when it's going to happen, and the older cards are still selling. Like, there are booster packs selling $500, $600, $700 now that are the stuff that we were buying for, $1.99 when we were in middle school. I really wish that I had just bought 10 or 15 of these boxes and then just forgot about them until right now. I could buy another house. It's just
probably
stupid.
There's these YouTube shorts that keep popping up on my algorithm that it's this guy in a gold suit. He's just doing whatever. The POV will honk or something, and like the guy throws like a milk carton or something at their car, and he jumps on the hood and he like rips open and starts pulling cards out. And then, like, he finds, like, the super rare one, puts it in, like, a cellophane, and then, like, throws it at the person. I'm still trying to figure out what the whole meme of it is. I feel like I guess he's, like, Mr. Lucky, and, like, every pack he opens up is, like, it's got something rare in it. So, like, he'll go to trade shows, dump boxes, and start peeling. And it's like, how much can I get trade-in for this? And, like, we'll show, like, the big fancy one, and there's that card's worth $350 or something in trade-in value. And it's like that.
By the way, you brought it up. I know we have other stuff to talk about for, like, crappy people in the world, but you brought it up. Fuck YouTube.
That may or may not have been a passive segue, and we don't like to swear.
I'll beep them out, but no, fuck you, YouTube.
I almost don't want you to. I always thought it was a myth. I was like, that's a myth. There's no way. So for people who don't know, We got shadow banned recently for one of our videos.
For about 36 hours, we were shadow banned.
For calling out IGN.
So here's the backstory on this thing. So last week, we talked about how IGN did this whole 5-minute YouTube video on these devices. And I'm going to keep it very vague. We're not getting into this stuff again. But these devices that are used by people over the age of 18, you can fill in the blanks. Yeah. And we quoted IGN in this short, and we used clips from IGN, and I did nothing that wasn't stated specifically by IGN, which is a promoted creator on YouTube. We were shadow banned. And for anyone that's like, oh, shadow bans aren't real, we are not a huge channel, all right? We don't get millions of views, but we do on average get I think our average on YouTube is 750 to 1500. That is our range. That video got 14 views. And until earlier today, the video that we posted today as well, up until maybe an hour before we started recording, had 6 views. Within that hour, after our quote shadow ban has been lifted, it has gained roughly 600 views. So for those out there that think that shadow bans aren't real, now don't get me wrong. If it had been an email to me, because I have all of the granted, BattleVest has all the logins as well, but I check the emails. I check all of the messages. You're frozen again. What'd you touch? Yeah, you're still in Discord, and you're just completely frozen. Damn, I was on a roll too with that shit.
Yeah, that was weird. All right. Where are we at? Because we were on a roll, and now I got to yell at my internet, but. Oh my God, it's because we were talking smack about YouTube. They're like, shut this guy down. Shadow banned.
It could be, man.
Guys, if anything happens, I love my life. All I could say, shadow bans are real. Fuck YouTube.
I would not have mind if we had received an email or a notification or something showing a strike on our account. I get it. If I break TOS, let me know. And I will fix it. I will delete the VOD. I will do whatever I need to if I'm breaking community standards. But apparently there are almost breaking community standards that you do get shadow banned for. So you didn't quite break them, but you're really close. Like, you're towing the line, and they don't like that. Yeah, shadow bans are real. Our normal videos get 750 to 1,500 views. This one, as of recording right now, has 14. This came out yesterday. This came out on 1/20 at 8 a.m. It is right now 7:40 p.m. on January 21st. So it has been out almost 36 hours, and it has 14 views. And I'm pretty sure BattleVest and myself are like 6 of them.
Yeah. It's like, kind of like, yeah, watch this one. That was cool. I want to watch that part again. I have actually been really terrible on YouTube viewing lately. I have been obsessed with this show on Hulu. It's an older show called, it's the 911 show.
Ooh. Which 911? Are we talking about like
Rescue
911?
No, it's literally just 911. And I always loved LA-based like cop shows like The Rookie. Seen all the familiar places. I like this one. 911's pretty good. The cast is fun. Are we done with talking about shadow banning?
I think so. I feel like the connection issues and everything made me lose some of my rage for it. By the way, 911 came out in 2018.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that makes sense, because 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3.
Apparently 9 seasons of it. I was thinking of the old, God, I want to say it is a 90s show. It's not a drama at all. It was reenactments of 911 calls.
Ooh. Cops is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Rescue 911 came out. By the way, William Shatner was the host for it.
I recall something like that. Okay.
And it came out in 1989. It also had 9 seasons. So that's what I thought you were bringing up. When you said, like, the original 911, I thought you were bringing up the Shat. There are, God, so many episodes.
Yeah, it's crazy to think back in the day for our morning cartoons, they would have in a season would be like 100 something episodes. They would do a very limited episodes because I have all the 80s Ninja Turtles on my Fandango,
Mhm.
and like some of the seasons are really small, and then some of them are just like, here's 100 episodes in this season.
But it's
It's a
not
lot of
the
episodes.
1,155 episodes of
It is
One
not the
Piece.
One Piece. If you
I
have more to say.
want to hear what your segue is before I go with what I was going into. But go
Well,
for it.
going from shows that I've really enjoyed, have you seen A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
Unfortunately.
Regrettably, I have as well, and I was really hyped for this one. It's hard to say this because it's like Game of Thrones started with a bang. Like
Yep.
season 1 Game of Thrones was top-notch TV.
Yep.
Like that first season had everything you wanted, the twists, all of it. House of the Dragon, I think I finished the first season, and that's about it. I didn't watch any more than that.
House of the Dragon is slow because it's still building the story for what is supposed to happen. So House of the Dragon is the direct prequel to Game of Thrones, right? Like it is the up and coming of the Mad King and everything that we heard about in Game of Thrones as far as who Jaime Lannister killed. And A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is 100 years before.
After House of Dragon. I think it's like 70 or 40 years after House of Dragon. The comments will correct us. I'm looking forward to the history lesson on that one. Chat, I joke about it, but like I do appreciate you guys correcting us and making sure we're on the right track.
I have the entire list behind me of all the dragons and all of the riders and everything else. I picked it up at Ollie's. Ollie's is this amazing bargain store out here where I have found cinematic art books that normally go for like $60 or $70. I found them for $8.
What era does Knight of the Seven Kingdoms start? Might as well look at it. Let's see. 209 AC after Kingdoms. So about a century before Game of Thrones, during the reign of King Aerys Targaryen. Fitting between House of Dragons, Game of Thrones. Okay, so it goes 100 to 130 AC, Events of House of the Dragons. 209 AC, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Dunk and Egg stories. And then 298 AC, Game of Thrones, which begins with Robert Baratheon's rebellion. 100 years? We'll go with that one.
Oh, okay, so I was wrong on where House of Dragon was. I thought that was the original precursor that they were going to bring it up into the Mad King.
I thought so too, but yeah, no, so... Because, like, what, 130, 100? So, yeah, but it's still, like, almost 200 years before Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, like, age is just literally a number. Like, there's people that live, like, 100 years or something like that.
I mean, it's magic, right? Like, you're just going to have...
Well, it's not our world. They'll go years, centuries without winter.
Anyway, going back to it, I'm still going to watch Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, but my expectations are now just so much lower than they were. I did enjoy the storytelling in House of Dragon. I did enjoy Game of Thrones very much. But this is so incredibly slow. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that they are trying to get their backstory that they need to do. It started off strong. Within the first, I want to say 15 minutes-ish, I was really invested with what this dude was doing out on the hill. But then just by the end of the episode, I'm like, that's it? Like, there's just nothing more. Screw you, George R.R. Martin.
I can't hate on George R.R. Martin.
I can.
I can't anymore. I know he's taking forever on writing a book, but
he killed Sean Bean.
Well, that was his fault. I'm pretty sure they casted Sean Bean just because of the whole meme of Sean Bean to begin with. So.
But no, actually, the biggest loss in that, I think, was the dog. It was Lady, the dog in season 1, episode 1.
Sansa's dog that they had to kill. I think it was Lady.
Yeah, that was... No, it wasn't Sansa's dog. It was Arya's, I believe, right?
Wasn't hers... Oh, because I know there's Ghost.
Ghost lives forever.
Nymeria?
Was Nymeria the one that died?
There's Grey Wind, which is Rob's. Ladies, Sansa, Nymeria, Arya. Summer was Bronn. Shaggy Dog was Raccon's. And then Ghost was Jon Snow's.
Yeah, so one of them died at the Red Wedding, because that's just what happens there.
I mean, it's easier to say who didn't die at the Red Wedding.
Yeah. I know. We're not getting into Game of Thrones. If you want to do a Game of Thrones episode, we'll do a Game of Thrones episode. I have no problem with that. Going back to the new shows that are coming out, bar is set pretty low already for that show. It had high expectations, but I don't think it's going to do what it was supposed to. Now, a show that did meet expectations is The Pitt season 2. Have you seen it?
Okay. That's the medical drama one, right? It's like it's like the new generation ER.
So it is the most medically accurate show to have been like written and produced. Ooh. Before this, it was actually Scrubs, believe it or not.
Was it House?
No, House is so far out there on any of that stuff. I think Grey's Anatomy is more medically accurate than House is. But Scrubs, for the longest time,
much of Grey's Anatomy.
I've never watched an episode of it. It's basically General Hospital with different people. I have no interest in ever watching it.
I'll watch The Pitt after I'm done with the 911 show, because I've been hearing nothing but good reviews about this show. So
it is good. Already a couple of characters that I'm just not a fan of. I'm not going to spoil anything, but what the Pitt does, it is a hospital, like it's an emergency room in Pittsburgh, and every episode is a 1 hour shift. That's the entire 1 hour episode is a 1 hour shift. The one I just watched was like 7 a.m. And that's just, or 7 p.m. And that's just what the episode's called. And you see everything that goes on during this 1 hour shift. And then there's 8 p.m. was the next episode. It's great. I wasn't a fan of how they drummed up extra drama that wasn't needed, because I felt that the show was strong enough without adding some of these other things. Again, I'm trying not to spoil because it is a relatively new show. And season 2, episode 2 just aired. Actually, episode 3 airs tomorrow. This morning I watched episode 2. I couldn't sleep last night for whatever.
Probably the shadow ban.
I didn't figure that out until after. God, that pissed me off.
I know. I was listening to how angry you were, and I'm like, bro, we made it. That's a good thing. I don't know. I looked at the shadow ban as a positive. As dumb as mad as we are, we made it. YouTube's noticing us. They have to.
I was talking to Miss about that, and she's like, just remember that whenever there is a advertisement or something, because they use Adam and Eve advertises on YouTube. That entire thing literally sells what we got shadow banned for talking about.
Maybe we got shadow banned for talking smack about IGN, to be honest.
Fuck IGN. No, they're not that bad as long as I stick with video games. There's other stuff. Like they have all of these waifu games and these, hi, I'm your new chat AI girlfriend. I'll do anything. And it's just like, really? I don't need to see a pregnant Lola Bunny on my stuff. I don't even know what I watched in my algorithm to get me to that point of like goonerism.
I have the family plan. I don't get ads on YouTube anymore. I waited until I saw like a good trial period one. I think it was like a 6-month trial period on YouTube Plus or whatever it's called. Once it was like expired, I'm like, I just renewed it. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want ads on YouTube, and it's been a godsend.
The only time I see ads is when I watch it on my TV, because when I'm on my computer.
Oh no, don't say it. Shadow ban. We'll get shadow ban. Don't even say it. I know where you're going with it. We most likely will.
There are videos.
I wouldn't test it
on YouTube showing you how to download these programs.
And there was also a video by a certain IGN talking about certain devices, and we got shadow ban. I'm on the same page. I am picking up what you're putting down, so you don't need to continue with it. So everyone else does too. Yes, YouTube. We watch all of your ads without any add-ons to deter. We love watching ads. Get YouTube Plus or whatever the hell it's called.
No. We are not. I am not advertising for them until either A, I get an apology, or B, they sponsor us. I'll bring them up and we will talk trash about YouTube from now on, because this is stupid. If they actually give me something that's just like, hey, my bad, no worries. But you can't even talk to a sales rep unless you have a personal rep that you get if you become partnered or you have some kind of a contract with YouTube. I don't know if you knew about this, but I have an old YouTube channel. It's just straight Dr. Zeus. Okay, the new one has an underscore between the two names. Before Google bought YouTube, you could access it, you could email verification, you could have stuff sent to you. It is now considered a legacy account, which means that unless you remember the password that you did back in 2013, 2012, or whatever it was, you no longer have access to that YouTube channel at all. But if you make YouTube enough money, they will deactivate unused accounts to give you the name.
Oh.
But you have to have made them enough money and have a rep to talk to. Nothing else. The part that pisses me off is that you can't even do the I forgot my password anymore. They pretty much come up with a thing of sorry about your luck.
Sorry about your loss. Maybe you should have wrote down on a paper.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I'm so thankful for Google saving all of my passwords now that can just be hacked. It's great. I love where technology's going. I gotta
change one of my passwords soon because it's just that whole like you gotta change your password. It's been a year, and I'm like, fudge. You know what was another good show from our time? The U.S. version of The Office. Have you ever watched that?
I did. Are you like really jumping that far down? You still have Among Us to talk about.
Yeah, I'm just jumping around in general. I mean, we could talk Among Us before this.
I went into my tangent. You didn't even talk about the infinite money glitch from Nintendo.
Oh, God. You want to talk about some funny stuff that a YouTuber found?
How did he not get shadow banned?
I mean, GameStop fixed it fast.
That's straight exploitation and theft.
I wonder if you're going to get shadow banned for how often we've been saying shadow ban, to be honest. That's going to be hilarious. But no, so this dude figured out that if you buy a brand new Switch 2 at GameStop and then trade it in and do like a pre-owned purchase, it triggers a bonus. So you get $472.50 back in trade-in credit. You know,
but
you're
the Switch 2 only cost $415.
$415. So you buy it, trade it in, then also purchase a pre-owned game. You're getting $472.50 of store credit. All right,
so
cool.
you make what, $58?
Something like that. Yeah, he was making like 50-something bucks.
So you make enough money to buy a new game, and then what? After you do it 10 times, you can then just start doubling it because now you can buy 2 at once.
Pretty much.
That's so dumb.
So GameStop put a stop to it real fast, but still, the fact that someone figured that out was mind-boggling. It's not like the Chase money glitch that people thought they figured out. This was an actual money glitch.
There was a woman, and I always have to wonder if people are really this dumb, but there was a woman that was trying to buy stuff, and she was using Apple Pay. And then she realizes that she's in debt because she thought that Apple Pay was credit and money that you acquire and accrue by using an Apple phone. That Apple just gives you money to buy Starbucks, and the places that accept Apple Pay are just a part of this program to give away free stuff. And then she gets hit with this bill of like $800 or whatever it was. Are people really that dumb?
Yes, they're that dumb. There's a reason why when you look at a plastic bag, it has a picture of putting the bag over your head with a big no.
All right.
Someone
in the plastic bag's defense, what little kid does not see that plastic bag with the 2 holes in it and want to wear it as a shirt? I'm not going to lie. I definitely put plastic bag over my head as a child. That might be why I'm 40 doing a podcast. But
we lost oxygen to brain.
Other people that lost oxygen to brain. I'm just going to keep going back to this thing because the stupidity of this one company to still want to launch their game after how horrible it has done. Marathon has a launch date for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
Okay.
Marathon is this extraction shooter that Bungie is trying to make to compete with the likes of Arc Raiders, Tarkov. I think those are the 2 big extraction shooters right now. There's some other ones like Marauders, Hunt Showdown, whatever. When it was originally slated for release in September, but it was delayed last June because of how many negative comments and negative reviews and how much negative feedback it got. Players cited cluttered UI, unexciting gameplay, the pace felt slow or sluggish compared to other extraction shooters already on the market. They had these random textures that they just put in. They said, oh, don't worry, those are just placeholders. This was in June when they were supposed to release, 2.5 months later.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It was bad. And there was a bunch of people that were trying to, what's the word that everyone uses for glaze. That's the term I'm looking for. There was a bunch of people.
I've never heard it.
Oh, glaze?
Yeah, I've never heard it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's a term that's used a lot, especially with like Expedition 33, where they're like, oh, the game wasn't that good. You're just glazing it. You're just making it, you're making it seem to be better than it actually is. No, Marathon was just bad. They are releasing it for $40 and not trying to go with the 60 or even 80 that some production or manufacturers are doing. Nintendo.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh my God. Don't get me started on GTA. Though, we do have news with Rockstar.
Yes, we do.
Did you hear about any of this stuff?
I heard about a boiler fire. I don't know where it was or anything like that.
On January 19th at about 5 a.m. in Edinburgh, Scotland, a boiler, I guess, exploded and there was a fire that happened at what's called, I guess, the Rockstar North. The second I heard this, I'm like, okay, so they're just going to use this as their excuse why GTA 6 is going to get delayed another 12 years.
Pretty much. Like, okay, it'll be released 2027 now.
I already don't think that GTA is going to get released this year only because the RAM prices and everything have pushed the next-gen consoles so far back that... Because that's one of the things that they're waiting for. They're waiting for an end of life cycle so that they can do what they did with a lot of these other high-selling games where you buy it on a next-gen console, which would be the PS5 or Series X or whatever, and then you re-release it on a newer console where you can get that 60 frames instead of the 30, where you can get the 2K resolution rather than the 720 or 1080.
Or the first-person view like Grand Theft Auto 5 did when they went from PS3, PS4, PS5, and PC.
Exactly. Where you continuously have this, these upgrades, and you have a reason for people to want to rebuy these games. The Rockstar people said that they were able to secure the structural damage following the reported boiler explosion. By like 10:30 in the morning, they were open and working as normal. Quote, with staff returning as normal, no significant delays expected for GTA 6 development.
I don't believe it.
I don't either. Although, we got Rockstar doing a good thing before we got GTA 6. So,
Red Dead Redemption 3?
Even better. So remember how last week we talked about the Make-A-Wish Strandy with the Jennifer and all of that stuff?
The love song, Jennifer the Cat, and the song
and
for her
and Amara's Wish.
Warcraft. Yeah.
Perfect. Rockstar is doing a Make-A-Wish also. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a couple more feel-good stories in because, let's be honest, the world is in a bad spot.
It's a very negative place.
Between politics, ideas, between just people being crappy human beings, the world's just in a bad place.
And shadow bans.
You want me to go off on them again. I know you do. But no matter what you say, you are not going to ruin this because...
No.
Rockstar Game has reportedly granted a wish to a terminally ill fan whose member asked if they could play Grand Theft Auto 6 ahead of its November release date.
It's a feel-good story. That's adorable.
So
how old is this kid, though?
It wasn't in that at all. It actually is an unnamed fan. If it's Make-A-Wish, it's a child. I don't think Make-A-Wish does things for adults, and if they do, good on them. But I'm pretty sure Make-A-Wish is just for children. The quote from this whole thing, and this is from a person named Armstrong, who is an advocate for the person that's terminally ill. A member of my family who has been battling cancer for years just recently got the worst possible news. He was given 6 to 12 months to live. The reason I'm reaching out is that they are a huge GTA fan, and with this latest update, he may not be around long enough to actually get to see GTA 6 launch. Best case scenario, he'll be leaving us the same month that it does.
So they're reaching out to see if Rockstar would be nice enough to let them play like the beta of Grand Theft Auto 6.
Apparently, some CEOs and some people from Rockstar caught wind of this whole thing, have responded, and they're in talks about making something happen. They're not giving too much information at this time, of course, but good on you, Rockstar. We need more of this.
Yeah, and then release the game the next day so we can play it too as well.
Now, I will say that he's not going to get the full thing of like the RP servers because, unless the devs. Could you imagine if a bunch of the devs...
That would be a heartwarming story where like, okay, we're going to do an RP one-off just for this kids with everybody, like, because with the whole staffing crew and everything, that'd be a cute little story. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
See, that's the heartwarming story Rockstar needs to do.
Yeah, but by the way, Rockstar, if you want any more ideas for how to like boost your PR, talk to us. We've
got you covered, man.
We got you. Yeah, there is what was it? No segue into this whole thing, but I am very interested in hearing what you had brought up. You brought up this whole thing, Life is Strange reunion. I've never played Life is Strange. I've heard good things about it. Looking at some of the stuff that's in here, this could be cool. What's going on?
The Life is Strange reunion, it's like I think it's the third game in the series. The first one, kind of like time travel-y. Someone loses their friend, they're trying to time travel back into it. Huh?
I screwed this up horribly. I thought that this was like an actual reunion for like
that's the title of the game. Yeah. Do you want to restart?
No. This gets left.
Let's just go with it. No, Life is Strange.
This is how little I know about Life is Strange. I just want to.
I've never played the game. Okay. I've never myself played the game, and I do like the storytelling games like this because it's it's what it is. It's like the tall tale kind of storytelling games. The first character, Chloe, they were voiced by Ashley Birch, who Tiny Tina, or she was Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. She can be super funny. In fact, like I knew Ashley Birch from YouTube when her and her brother would make like little skits. She would come into a GameStop and be like, "Excuse me, sir, may I trade in this Grand Theft Farmer Auto 6 simulator game?" And it's like, "It's not a real game." Or whatever, you try to trade in to get Funko Bucks or whatever. So videos are funny. But so for the sequel, she did not return to cast the character, and that was due to like the voice actor strike that was going on around that time.
Okay.
She did come back for like a bonus episode DLC to voice the character, but in Life is Strange reunion, but Rihanna DeVries is the one who's going to be voicing Chloe in this one, and she was the replacement during the second game. We're missing out on Ashley Birch, who is awesome.
I'm all for anything that is Tiny Tina except Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3.
Dude, by the way, I sent you the pictures. Are we now in agreement that it is Borderlands 3 Tiny Tina? It is Krieg DLC. It is a living Roland and a trash claptrap. Again, Kevin Hart could have just fit inside the suit and just done it.
They just put a cardboard box over Kevin Hart to be claptrap.
Dude, that for me, if they had done something like that and taken themselves even less serious, because I kind of felt that the whole Borderlands thing, and I know that we've talked this to death, but whatever, but the whole Borderlands thing for the movie in particular is that I think that they took themselves too serious when it's like they couldn't find the right balance between being serious and just being completely breaking fourth wall and the funny and the comedy that we expected from it.
You look at like the writing for like Borderlands 2, which was a phenomenal game. Borderlands 2 was amazing.
Before you keep going, I did want to talk about Borderlands 2. A lot of the comments that I was reading, because I got roasted in the comments for my take on Borderlands. And it's because I think we didn't bring up the fact that I was talking about the Borderlands series leading up to the movie and all of the downfalls of it. I just kind of got called out for not enjoying Claptrap. The pre-sequel, I'm sorry, was just a bad game. Like the gameplay just wasn't there. Anyway, but Borderlands 2, and the reason that people were kind of adding me at it is that they said that Handsome Jack was the perfect villain. Basically, they just set the bar too high for themselves with Handsome Jack. The twins or whatever else that came after that just won't live up to that. Not to mention its millennial, rose-colored glasses.
You got to get the full context from the full video as well.
So go watch it, guys.
Trust us, we are huge. Like, I love Borderlands. Like, Borderlands 1 was like a phenomenal. And then Borderlands 2 came out, and that game just blew my mind. Like,
Hammerlock's Hunt was the only mid DLC in that entire game.
I barely remember the DLC, to be honest. I just remember you find that one gun in the ice caves. It was like a blue leveled gun, but it did multi-taps, and you could use that to kill Terramorphous with the Killer Bee shield. Oh my God, like, you get the right build in that game. And
so you're talking about, this is how much I played the game. You're talking about the Pirate Scarlet DLC, and it's not an ice cave, but it's called the Sandhawk, and you get it from a quest reward, and the Sandhawk used the bee shield, and you could just one-tap everything. and you would go through and you would look for. Go ahead.
It's a blue leveled gun, and it's in an ice cave. It's just on the ground, and you can pick it up. And that's what I used to kill Terramorphous with the B shield. And I think you get the B shield. Was that from one of the other DLCs in there? Or
it became a bigger drop on the DLC, but you would go out and actually hunt. I think it was Wilhelm. No, it was a broadcaster or something. Anyway, it was out in the desert, and you would hunt a very specific person that had the drop rate for it on him. Like I said, guys, I have hundreds of hours into Borderlands. It is a very, very beloved series to me. I love the badass Crater of Badassitude. Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep is probably the best DLC that's ever come out for Borderlands.
I mean, you get a trophy for shooting the darkness. I mean, come on. God, that acknowledgement was so good.
It is such a good DLC that they made an entire game based off of a DLC.
With Andy Samberg.
I can sing the praises of Borderlands, but I can also be critical about their failures. And I think that's where I'm going to differ from a lot of people out there that either want to, again, we're going to use the word, they either want to just glaze the entire series, or they want to think that because I'm not a fan of X, Y, or Z, that I'm not a fan of, like, you know, A through W to begin with.
They can have their opinion. I know my truth. You know your truth. But moving on to, like, the voice actor part, because, God, I'm so obsessed with voice actors. But Innersloth, forever ago, I think, 2023, they announced that they were going to make an Among Us TV show, which I don't know how you're going to make a TV show off of that, but
they made a movie off of Clue.
But I love that movie.
Well, because you like bad movies.
I do. Hudson Hawk is like one of my favorite movies, all right?
Speaking of Clue, I saw someone speedrun Clue, the game, recently.
Like the board game or something? Or?
No, so there's a digital version of the game, and all he did was just repeatedly go through the game, and as soon as it loads up, he just clicks 3 times really quickly in the bottom left corner, and at some point those 3 line up, and that's the speed record.
Nice. Because it's like everything you need right there. Okay, good. So 2023, they announced, hey, we're working on Among Us TV show. And I was like, okay, cool. No talks whatsoever after that. So they had like a roadmap event, and they were quoted, well, it's not dead, okay? Don't worry about it. Like, that was the quote. That's the quote. They said, don't worry about it. The only thing we know is we have some voice actors already announced. Deborah Wilson, they got Patton Oswalt, Phil Lamar, does a lot of voices in like Futurama and stuff. And my favorite is Wayne Knight. He got eaten by a Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park. I also have a Transformer of Wayne Knight.
Is he the?
Yeah, it's Wayne Knight, the Transformer. Good.
Is he the big dude? Yeah. Dachshund. We got Dotson here.
Dotson. Yeah, because that's actually the canister in his hand and everything. Oh my! And then it's the Dilophosaurus Transformer that eats him. So.
Thank you for telling me who that is. The only person I know on that list is Patton Oswalt.
Yes. Well, everybody knows Patton Oswalt. Anyways, even though we don't play this game and all we do is usually tend to talk smack about it, Fortnite has teased a collaboration with the US version of The Office. I think they posted something on the Twitter X of Beats. Build Beats Battle Royale is the term. So I think they're doing some collabs here. The US Office.
So that is actually supposed to be coming up very soon. They've confirmed that the collab with The Office is happening. We don't know anything else about it yet, what we're getting, if it's just going to be Dwight running around, because I kind of feel that if it's just characters from The Office, it's just going to be boring.
I kind of want to change my PlayStation's name to the Scranton Strangler and start going after all these Fortnite.
Now, if they bring in Asian Jim, I'm 100%.
Yes! I was in my brain trying to be like, do I call him Jim 2.0? Because that was the greatest prank ever.
He's Asian Jim.
Asian Jim is awesome.
But they have fully announced that is something that is coming up. But there are a couple other things that have been leaked. And I always use air quotes when I say the word leaked, because I don't feel that anything is a leak anymore. I feel that it's just free publicity, that once you call it a leak, people want to share it to be the first one to be like, oh, hey, I heard about this leak. There's supposed to be a collab with the regular show and Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
Oh, dang. Gotta get that Jawbreaker. Okay.
Yeah, right? Could you imagine if Plank becomes a melee weapon?
Oh my god, I'd be all about life right there.
That would be
So
so cool.
the
But
data leaks,
all
I
of
think, also said Sonic too, right? Like you get a Sonic skin.
yes, that's likely, but that these other ones like the Ed, Ed and Eddie, the regular show, and The Office are all supposed to be within the next 2 updates, with The
Nice.
Office being probably the next update. There was a whole lot more that went with it as well, because Fortnite also now has, I guess, Fall Guys that you can play within Fortnite itself. And there's some kind of a Rocket League Fortnite collab, but I don't know which way it is. I don't know if Fortnite is going to be doing something in Rocket League or Rocket League is going to be doing something in Fortnite, because on the official Rocket League page, it says, uh-oh, who let these guys behind the wheel?
It reminds me, I don't know why, because all these licensed characters with Fortnite, like it's crazy to think of all the different characters they've had in their show, like their game.
Mm-hmm.
There is like a horror game. It's like an asymmetrical hunting, like killer versus survivor game, the Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard that they're getting rid of the Michael Myers killer because they're making their own game. So if you didn't buy them, you're not going to be able to. Just like the Demogorgon for Stranger Things, they lost the rights to that.
I have an issue with those types of things, and even more so when you buy something and then the licensing runs out so that then you can no longer use it anymore.
From my understanding, you own it, you still have it. You just newer players can't get it.
So there was a game, I forget what the name of the game was, but basically they lost licensing to the car models and the car manufacturers that were being used in the game, and the game had to basically shut down because they no longer had the license for you to use these vehicles. Going way back when, a couple of years, with Nick Merckx, he had a skin in Call of Duty Warzone. And then he had that whole thing of leave the kids alone. They pulled it and kind of like didn't even shadow ban him. They just like pulled all of his stuff. They pulled his monetization. And myself, Darren, the entire like COD little like community that you know us to play, we all backed him. And we were like, you know, you're right. You should not be demonized for saying things outside of what this is. And they're like, well, too bad. It's Nick Merckx ended up going back and playing COD anyway, being the bootlicker that he is. And so any chance I get, Nick Merckx, you're a bitch.
We shadow ban you.
No. He's one of those guys that I had so much respect for because he stood his ground and did that, but he really wants that paycheck. So again, he just went back to bootlicking. Like, if
should have just gone to Battlefield at that time. Like, all right, fine, Battlefield to take me.
And that's the thing. Like, if you had gone through and you had done whatever else it is, but I mean, the only thing he's known for is COD. And granted, COD is in its worst iteration ever at this point. I don't know, man. I did play some Battlefield the other night. I played some of their like large multiplayer maps. I'm okay with the maps. I just don't like how small they are for having tanks and fighter jets and such. I feel like the maps just are not big enough to accommodate those types of things. So what some people are asking for is that they bring back much larger maps. The counter argument to that is people are just going to snipe at that point, and you're going to have 80% of the map on the outskirts of it trying to get their, 1,000-meter headshot rather than actually fight on the objective.
But at the same time, it's kind of annoying when you get in a plane and it's like you're already out of bounds.
Yes. My thing to that is then make it to where you can't snipe from the outsides of the map. Make it to where there's more terrain. Make it to where there's more buildings. Make it to where, you know what I mean? Like, there are so many ways
there's more
around
obstructed
that.
views, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that it still works out well. COD is like, oh, hey, we're the #1 game on this platform and this platform. It's like, cool.
I don't know. I'd rather play Core Keeper personally.
A Core Keeper's a great game. It's still free as of right now too, isn't it?
On the PlayStation, yeah, until February. Please pick it up, guys. I think I've already put like 90 hours in this damn game, and then like 40 hours on like the PC version. So
it's stupid, but it's so much fun.
It is so good, especially with friends. Getting the crew together and playing that, I'm just in heaven with it.
Yeah, I don't have a segue for this. New World, after 6 years, I'm sorry, is shutting down. It actually didn't even make 6 years.
Dang. Yeah, it was about 5 years.
New World first launched September 28th, 2021 to super mixed reviews. They came out, and I understand why they released when they released, because World of Warcraft was going through all of its harassment allegations. They were...
Frat life work culture.
Yes, thank you. And there was a bunch of these things going on. They were in a bad spot. That's when they changed Jesse McCree to Cassidy or whatever, and they vowed to never name another character at Blizzard after an employee because of this. It's forever McCree. I don't really care. I have a comic book behind me that calls him McCree. I have a McCree things, hanging behind me as well. I don't know where it is right now, but it's back there somewhere. I understand why they launched when they did. They were taking the low point of Blizzard, which was their big competing MMO, and let's be honest, at this time, Final Fantasy XIV wasn't huge. Like they'd already done their... Were you aware of that? Final Fantasy XIV was so bad that they just wiped and completely restarted the game?
I feel like I heard something about that forever ago. I don't remember playing the original version of it. I did try playing the newer version, which was kind of fun for a little bit, but I never got into 14.
So Final Fantasy XIV was completely scrapped and kind of restarted and called Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn.
That makes sense for the title now.
There wasn't a huge competitor at the time, and they struck when while the iron was hot. I don't know why I couldn't get that phrase out. But the game was not ready for launch. It was horribly buggy. It was not balanced. It did not have a bunch of the things that we needed in the game to make it fun. It was still fun, and I still put hundreds of hours into the game. I think we talked about earlier, I've got like almost 900 hours into New World. I think you have what?
I have like 5 or 6 hours in it. I was like, this is fun, I guess. Couldn't you like build houses in that one too or something? Because I just remember punching trees.
You could buy houses and then decorate them on the inside. It would allow you to have extra space in whatever the given zone you had the house in. You could put trophies in there that would give you buffs for the areas that you happen to be doing. So if you wanted to do fishing or if you wanted to do exploration, mining, crafting, whatever, you could get these buffs from it. Again, they did a lot of things right. I just wish they had done it right sooner. Because if the game had launched the way that the first expansion happened, the game would have been amazing. But by the time the first expansion rolled around, I think it was called it was something Earth. I'm not even going to bother looking it up because it doesn't matter. The game is shutting down January 31st of 2027.
Oh, so like next year. So they're going to get some updates maybe and then...
No.
Oh, so they're not even doing any updates anymore. They're like, okay, this is the game.
We've known this for a while now, since October of last year, actually, that Season 10 Nighthaven update was the final update to New World. But they said that the game would still remain playable and open and everything through 2026. They're keeping their word over at Amazon Games. 1 month into the new year, they're going to get rid of this game, and that's it. As of January 15th, 2026, it's been delisted from all platforms.
Oh, so you can't even get it unless you already have it.
You can't buy it anymore, so if you still have it, you can play it until the shutdown date. But Amazon, being the money hungry or money grubbing people that they are, they will allow you to still buy in-game currency and use that until July 20th of this year.
For items that are going to be useless in a year. Cool.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for if you can still just spend your in-game currency, but you should not be able to buy more of it at this point if the game is shutting down. Maybe we should have just put New World into the Yiddish people category with like the scalpers.
Stupid New Worlds. I mean, they're not really just being that Yiddish because, again, the game's not making enough money anymore. Why pay to keep the lights on? Maybe bring back Matrix Online then?
Your love for bad movies is only surpassed by your love for bad video games.
True.
The Matrix,
I do like bad video games.
I tried
Matrix
playing
Online.
The Matrix on, I think it was Xbox. I think it was Xbox.
It was the OG
360.
Xbox, yeah, and PS2. There was the Path of Neo and Enter the Matrix.
It was Enter the
Path
Matrix.
of Neo was cool. Path of Neo was cool because it literally was just like certain scenarios that were and were not in the movie, but you're a Neo just kicking ass. So I was like, here's this scenario, go beat up everybody. Enter the Matrix was the most frustrating game I ever played, but like the mechanics for the time were so fun. Like being able to the wall jumps and everything, the slow motion shooting, like it was so janky, but it was so fun.
I think Hitman did all of the things that Enter the Matrix did, just better. Was it? No, it wasn't Hitman. It was Max Payne.
Max Payne did the bullet time.
I think they just did their bullet time better.
I think so.
But bullet time was popularized and the term coined by film The Matrix in 1999.
So yeah, the Matrix coined it.
Later became associated with slow-mo gameplay feature in 2001 video game Max Payne.
So the Matrix came out before Max Payne?
Yes. Matrix came out in 99. I remember being a freshman in high school when this movie came out, going to the movie theater and having that one line from Morpheus, "Do you think that's air you're breathing right now?" And everyone in the movie theater is like,
you hear the gasp, the audible gasp. Yes.
I love the first movie. And then he became Neo Jesus. And all of a sudden I didn't care anymore.
Like you could just watch the first one and be okay with it. As bad story-wise as the others were.
Go ahead.
The action scenes, like I love the fight with Neo fighting the Seraph. I love the scene where Morpheus is fighting the twins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the highway car chase scene with the Bugatti and all of that. That was crazy. The 100-man Agent Smith fight at the time as a kid watching it in the theaters was mind-blowing. Now I watch it and you could point out the terrible CGI in it, which sucks.
You say as a kid, but that's the third Matrix movie, isn't it? That's
Reload. Yeah, but look at what year that came out. So
go ahead and look at what year that came out.
When did Matrix Reloaded Revo come out? 2003. I was still in high school.
You were a man when that came out.
Let me see. Reloaded came out Matrix May 2003. 6 months later, because I'll remember. I never forgot that feeling of being in the theaters, where at the end of Matrix Reloaded, like it just ended, and I was like, "What? What?" Well, like that was my first like real time feeling like a cliffhanger on a movie.
But it wasn't. It was literally just Jesus. He sacrificed himself for the world, and that's the end of it. It's like
no, I'm talking about Reloaded.
Oh, okay.
To Revolution, because I had to wait the 6 months because I saw it in theaters. Mm-hmm. I saw Matrix Reloaded, and then it ended the way it did with like them zooming in on a body. I think it was like Agent Smith in a human body,
mm-hmm.
and then it ended.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, cool. Now I gotta wait 6 months for part 3. Story-wise, that movie had crappy story that deserves to be shadow banned. But some of the action scenes blow me away to this day. The whole defending Zion in their little mech suit. That is such a good scene. The kid is like freaking out. The commander guy, he's just like, knuckle up! And he's just going ham. And the kid's reloading his mech. And he still gets killed. And the kid's like, what do I do? And it's like, you got to man it. It's like, but I never did the simulations. And the guy's like, I never did either. So the kid gets in to do the last straw to defend against the robots with the last of the ammo. And it's like, that scene is to this day very epic.
My friend ruined that scene in the theater.
No.
So we're sitting there and we're watching it, right? And all of a sudden that scene comes up where he's like getting ripped apart by the Sentinels, lying there dying in the mech suit. And my friend from the back row is like, it's just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound.
Oh no.
Turn me into a pile of scrap.
It was the same friend that ruined Castaway. So we went to the theater. So I used to have a bunch of friends that worked at Regal, and we would just get free movies all the time.
Ah, those were the days.
But we went and saw Castaway. It's that part where Tom Hanks falls asleep on the raft, and then he looks out and sees Wilson floating away.
Is that the one where he's like yelling for him and everything? And
he's like, Wilson! And that same friend is like, I'll never let go!
Oh God, Titanic quote right there.
Half the theater was booing him, and the other half was laughing hysterically. Oh, so good. Continue. I've got some more gripes about Matrix.
We'll continue with the Matrix. Do you want to just do an entire Matrix stream? We got a Game of Thrones. We do a Borderlands and a Matrix. It reminds me of I've made a theater crack up twice in my life. I can't remember what movie, what trailer it was, but it looked like a bad movie. But I like lean over to my date. I'm like, I mean, it looks better than Water Horse, and like someone heard me and like they just cracked up. The other one was The Village. Me and my like brother went and saw this movie in theaters with like a bunch of us. The person you think is like the main character, it's like supposed to be this super dramatic scene. He gets killed by the most peculiar character in the movie with like a slow motion stab. But I'm so dumbfounded by it. Like the only feeling I could do is laugh because just how outrageous the scene was filmed. and like the whole theater started like slow chuckling and cracking up. So we missed a good 3 minutes afterwards.
For those that are going through a little bit of a dry spell with the solo leveling, I found out a little bit more about the whole solo leveling thing. So there was the manga issue with Jin doing his mandatory military service for Korea.
Mm-hmm. It was like 2 years, right?
What I didn't know is that the anime is also dealing with scheduling issues. So season 3 was pushed out to 2028 or later.
Oof. Okay.
And season 3 would actually finish up the first series in the manga.
Okay.
Apparently Ragnarok, which is the one that's being put on hiatus for the manga, isn't actually a sequel to it. It's just filler. So they're running out of, or they don't have a artist for filler. But anyway, if you guys are looking for a little more solo leveling live action, it's been listed for 7 episodes and filming starts April 2026.
Okay.
So we know some of the cast. I can't pronounce any of their names and I'm not going to butcher them. It looks like a full Korean cast. The pictures that I saw with the post that I looked at look pretty spot on to what they're going for. I'm for it.
Give it a shot. I mean,
is that it? Oh, no, it's not everything. It's not everything. There is one more big thing that I can't believe I almost forgot.
So it's the AI?
It's the AI thing. So TikTok is rolling out a new age detection system in the EU. The system is aimed to weed out users that are under the age of 13, because that's a requirement to be on social media is 13. In some other places, it's actually 16, like Australia. So they've already started doing some stuff there. But it's already being used on certain gaming platforms like Roblox. They're using facial recognition technology to prevent kids from interacting with adults in chat.
I like that.
I'm for it, but at the same time, I'm sorry, it's not up to TikTok and Roblox to be policing these children.
Should be the parents, let's be honest.
Here's the thing, like, I was playing GTA and Mortal Kombat at ages I should not have been playing GTA and Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
But that's what was okay. That's kind of what was allowed. Now, granted, if Darren was in here, he would be throwing out, well, Mortal Kombat created the ESRB ratings. And okay, cool. Whatever, Darren. I've heard this thing 1,000 times. Every time we brought up Mortal Kombat, it's just like, well, Congress. And I love the man. But I get it.
Jaws is PG. Jaws is rated PG.
But it should not be up to, again, these things to be doing that. It should not be up to AI to be doing it. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be, I'll just read it verbatim because it's a lot easier than trying to paraphrase this one. TikTok's age detection system analyzes a user's profile information, published video, and behavioral signs to estimate if a user is under the age of 13. Per TikTok policy, users must be 13 to sign up for the platform. Once the age detect system flags an account, the user will be reviewed by a specialist moderators. User accounts will not be banned automatically. I've got some issues with all of this. A lot of these people, and I hate to say it like that, but there are a lot of people on TikTok that have some form of autism where the mental capacity and everything is not reaching the age of 13, but they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
Are these people going to are these people going to be losing their accounts because AI? I mean, AI is the reason we got shadow banned. If you want to bring up shadow banning, it's AI. Like, AI flagged us for talking about stuff that's already on their platform. That's the part I don't, guys, and OpenAI is going to be putting ads into the free version of ChatGPT in the US.
Don't forget the movie Mercy just came out as well with Chris Pratt. I think it's either out or it's coming out like tomorrow or Friday, which is about a guy it's a court drama, but he's in an electric chair and he has 90 minutes to prove to an AI judge that he didn't commit the crime. If you're giving him access to everything to prove himself, you're AI. Can't you just do it faster?
No. Okay, so there's a twist about this, and that is that the person in the chair, Chris Pratt, is the one that designed the AI to do this whole thing. And that's why that's the whole thing behind it. But anyway, before I have an aneurysm talking about shadow banning and how screwed up YouTube is, thanks for joining us this week on The Gamers Last Stand podcast. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X, if you still are doing that kind of stuff. Again, we also have a Reddit. No, Mark, we are not getting a Snapchat. Stop asking. It's useless. You can catch the edited entire episode on YouTube and Spotify if you want to watch the video, but you can also catch it on Apple, iHeart, and Amazon if you want to just listen to the audio of it. Have a good day, guys.
Apple Podcast.
You're a nerd.